Okay. That looked much better. Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. Are you able to... That's interesting.
What?
Your face is still... Oh, okay. There you go.
My face.
All
It's
right.
my face.
All right. We are live. Oh, okay. Share.
Can I hear myself?
You should be able to eventually.
I should put myself on mute, though.
You should definitely mute that. All right, we're just getting set up here. I don't think anyone has joined yet, so I'm probably talking to myself. Live now. And go ahead and close this. All right. It is very close to all aboard. And we still have people that are walking down the pier.
People on the pier, not looking very concerned about it.
Not at all. Walking very, very slow. Actually, let's go ahead and give people a view. As you can see, people are actually still walking very slow on the pier.
Coming out of the duty free. It doesn't look like any more taxis or buses are coming in, so that's a good sign.
It is. Right. So, while we're waiting a little for a few people to join, Julie, what did you think of your second visit? I believe this is the second time we've been to Amber Cove. What did you think of the second trip?
So Amber Cove, not my favorite port, but definitely, why does it look like my sound is really loud? Am I really loud? Let me know if I'm really loud. Okay.
No, you're good.
It's not my favorite. It's always very, very hot. So by the time you've made it down the hot pier, I'm already almost ready to go back on the ship. But that's just me. I don't like hot. They have a really nice pool area. It's just always really, really crowded. I think the cabanas are pretty cool, especially the overwater cabanas that you can rent out and kind of get on some kayaks and go out and explore over there. Those are pretty cool. I don't know. This is just not my favorite. We've been to other parts of Dominican Republic as well. We did a tour, kind of overview of the island area, which was fun, but not something I really need to do again. But for a semi-private-ish pier, it's a good experience. I mean, there's a lot to do right here. There's zip lines, the pool, not really a beach area. So if that's your thing, you definitely should take a tour to get out to one of the beaches, which are, I've heard, very nice. We're not beach people, so can't really help you there. But yeah, it's okay. It's Amber Cove. The people are very friendly.
Extremely
really nice
friendly.
people, and it's not, I don't know if you've been to some of the other islands where they're very aggressive. That is not the case here. There's no aggressive, pushy sales. They're welcoming, but they're not like in your face.
Cool. You have a Facebook post to agree to.
Oh, all right.
See how that works out.
Checking out my Facebook. Welcome, everybody. Eric and
Oh, hello, hello. Oh, wow.
Diana? Am I pronouncing your name right? I'm sorry. Amber Cove is in the Dominican Republic.
I guess we probably should have put the fact that it is in the DR. Awesome. Yeah, so this is I guess technically day 3 of the cruise?
Yes.
Yeah, technically day 3. Yeah, sometimes it's hard thinking about the first day being embarkation day, so it's really only a half day. But yeah, it's so far we're having a pretty good time. Things are very, very normal, as we mentioned in I guess our day 1 video that we actually uploaded, and yeah, it's a Carnival cruise for the most part.
Yeah, today we actually did have to wear masks off the ship, as well as in the port area. The only time you were able to take your mask off is if you were actively eating or drinking, or if you were in the pool, or like doing any of the water sports. Also, if you rented a cabana, you did not have to wear a mask inside of your cabana. But those are the rules here today. Things seem to change on a day-to-day basis, so wasn't that bad. A little bit hot, but we've been to Universal Studios with masks on, so we were pretty well prepared.
Exactly. Although I must admit, I was definitely sweating under my mask because the sun was beating down something fierce. Even though I just found these very inexpensive hats from a company called Mission that are fantastic.
Not sponsored, but we would love it if we were sponsored because Mission hats are fantastic. We all had our Mission hats on today.
Yeah, they are really good. So even with that though, I was sweating 100%. So, and it's always hot here. I don't even think that during the winter time it ever gets cool. But yeah, so it was pretty cool. We decided not to take a tour or go out into the Dominican Republic. Mainly because we did an island tour before, which kind of gave us a fairly decent overview. What was some of the highlights of the island and stuff like that. Didn't really feel the need to do it again. I don't know. What were your thoughts?
So a couple of things about the tours. So a lot of them are beach-oriented tours, which is great if you like the beach. The other tours that were offered were like open-air bus tours, and it's really pretty hot. With masks on, to be on an open-air bus just didn't seem that appealing. And things are not that close to the Amber Cove port itself.
Right, very true.
But if you come and, some things to do, the waterfalls I've heard are gorgeous. So perhaps if we come back without the whole mask thing going on, we will check out one of the waterfall excursions. And Bella's been on, I can't even count how many cruises, but we have never had any issues on any tours with her. Everyone has always been really good, really understanding. Some tours are even more so than others, like in Barbados.
Oh my gosh.
They were very aware and
super accommodating and just super nice. We didn't have to even ask anyone. I mean, it was almost like, to me, especially in Barbados, it felt like we just had a bunch of new aunts and uncles for our child.
Yep. Same for Belize. And even on the tours that we went on in both of those areas, we actually ended up going past some of the special education centers that they have in the different cities. And they were very, very proud to tell us the things that they were doing and how they valued all of their island citizens. So it was very, very welcoming. So you should be totally fine.
Cool. Yeah, it's definitely really good in the Caribbean, and even on our one cruise that we did in Europe, we had no issues at all. It was great.
And I'm not sure if you saw our first video about getting on the ship and how Carnival has partnered with Culture City, but on Carnival, you should have no issues. They have all been extremely well trained. And they understand the situation, very sensory friendly for everything. They've been making note in all of the announcements, like, hey, this is a situation that if you have sensory issues, you may want to be aware of. These are the locations that you should probably be aware of and be prepared. So yeah, you should have a great time.
Yeah, highly suggest Carnival for those accommodations. It's really good.
In case you're wondering, yes, there are still people still coming out of the duty-free shop. All aboard was 6 minutes ago.
And they are really, really walking very nonchalantly. And I feel that at any moment now that the captain is going to fire up the azapods, and I'm pretty sure most of the lines are probably have already been taken in. So yeah, I have no idea why the heck people are walking so slow.
Hey,
I would be so
shopping
nervous.
is important.
Exactly. And this is kind of a guilty pleasure watching people potentially have to run down the pier from our balcony. So it's always good to have a balcony with a view on the pier side, on the port side. Hi, Mom. Bella is doing great. She is hanging out. Oh, here's the announcement. Oh, they're probably... I could not understand any of that. Could you?
No.
Okay. All right.
Bella's doing very well. She's having a blast. So far, she says her favorite thing is playing the games in the casino. So we've created a monster there. But yeah, she's having a great time.
And very nice YouTube interaction, Mom. Kyle. Hey, man. Craps table's doing pretty good. Very happy that the limits are still $5. So low baller tables for sure. And last night I actually had a couple of decent rolls. I wish I had someone that was actually counting. I think one of them where I hit the small on the ATS. And everything except for the 12. I think that was probably at least a 25 roll. And then there was another guy that actually he hit one side of the ATS, and he was throwing a lot of repeaters. It was a really good time. So I'm up a couple of dollars. All right, I'm still really shocked that we have not actually started moving.
Yeah.
I don't see anybody else on the... Hello, McLean. How are you doing? Yeah, Kyle, it's good. I played craps in Las Vegas over Memorial Day weekend, and this is definitely much better because most of the tables in Las Vegas were, in the strip casinos, were a minimum of $25, which is completely insane. Yes, we did a cruise. We did a cruise. Hopefully everything is going well in the neighborhood. And thanks for popping in and checking out the stream. All right, so it looks like we've got a golf cart.
I think we're almost ready.
And it doesn't look like we're going to use the pilot boat. Or maybe there's another one? Interesting. Yeah, it is a it is a very nice view. I do like it quite a bit. And I have to say that I am really ashamed that from a technology stack perspective, I did not have everything that I needed. But that's what we're looking for, Rasan, looking for those stragglers. Oh no! Oh yes, this is full video. Absolutely. Here, I'll pan it for you. Even I know there's a little bit of lag, but yeah, the ocean is fairly calm. Yeah, so everything that I'm using here, it's actually not that much. Because we have a baby YouTube channel, we have to basically stream from a PC or a laptop, or we have to use kind of a bootleg method, which is how we actually did the import live stream today. There's a program called Prism Live, I believe.
Prism Live, yeah.
Yeah. You know, that's one of the programs that does that, but it basically just fakes out YouTube to make it look like you're using a PC. But yeah, it's not...
1,000 subscribers is a magic number, so yeah. Once we get there, we can be big time and do real YouTube on YouTube live streams.
Yeah, which is crazy. Because I think there's a lot of people that would actually put out a lot more content if they were able to use the standard tools. The actual infrastructure that they... hello, big sister. The actual tools that they have, it doesn't... There's no additional load on systems. It's just an RTMP stream. So... Oh, thank you. Thank you for the subscription.
Yep, we've seen J&D walking around. JJ Cruz is on board, supposedly as well. We haven't seen them yet, but they're here as well. 2 other great cruise channels that we follow, so...
Yeah, and Rasan, yeah, those announcements are pretty crazy.
Good afternoon. This announcement is for the following guests. Linda Spark, Gerald Trott, Linda Trott, Kenneth Sparks, and Carlos Reina Gonzalez to kindly contact the guest services located on deck 3 forward or by dialing the extension 7777. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, let's hope they're on board and their card just didn't work and they're not in a taxi heading back to the ship.
Yeah. That's definitely not good. Anytime you need to call 7777 on a Carnival ship, it's never good. I do think those are stragglers. Yeah. And yes, they will leave you. 100%. All right, I see a couple of more people here. I'll pan back over to
Those look like officials.
Area. They do look like officials. They do have a little bit of pomp and circumstance in their walk.
Well, and they're wearing long pants.
Well, that's true. Yes, everybody else would be bursting into flames. Oh, man. Cars zooming down the road. That's really funny. Oh, the announcements were super clean. Yeah, so that is one of the things that we did make an investment in wireless microphones that are pretty high quality. So this is a Ceramonic Blink 500, and in the pack that we got, it's basically a wireless microphone set, and Julie and I both have one. Comes with the little lavalier mics and a little small receiver that you can basically plug into any audio source, and it works pretty good. But I'm glad that the sound is coming out great. So Mom, Bella is inside the room. We can actually see her through the window, so she's safe. Don't worry about it. We actually locked the door as well.
She's getting irritated every time I look at her through the window, so she's in teenage mode.
Full teenage mode. Okay, and I don't feel anything either, so we're certainly not moving. All right. Okay, so I was definitely hoping that we would actually be underway.
Nope.
But we are not.
You're not.
I also have to, another techie thing. I did a speed test that was pretty good for the Dominican Republic. Let me see. So I was able to actually do a speed test where I got 33 megabits down and 52 up, which the 52, I was very excited for our streaming.
Think of other information. So it's funny because I was initially, before we got on the cruise, I was like, oh, we can tell everybody all the things that have changed, and really nothing has changed.
Exactly.
Pools, crazy crowded. Nightclub, well, I haven't been to the nightclub yet, but the comedy club, if you've been to the comedy club on Carnival, you know it's standing room only, and it has been standing room only for the family shows and beyond. So I mean, it's hard to point out any differences because it's really back to normal.
Yeah, it really is.
And to add on to that, I mean, I don't have a problem with that. I feel definitely safe. With
right.
Over 95% of everybody is vaccinated, so it's fun being on a normal cruise. Yeah,
and we're already going to be more cautious. I think that's just going to be part of our nature moving forward, because world's crazy out there, but right now.
And Noro is still a real thing, so.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wash your hands, try not to touch your face and mouth and eyes and nose with unclean hands, and you should be good to go. For Noro and for the other thing that we shall not mention.
For some reason, I was surprised that there was just regular karaoke. To me, it just seems like everybody putting their face next to the same microphone might be a problem, but apparently not.
Exactly. And it was supposed to be 5:30.
5:30 is all aboard. Generally means that we should leave by 6 p.m.
Yeah.
at the latest.
so soon. So we could be heading out in another 10 or 11 minutes, I think.
If they locate those people, we'll probably be out of here because there's nothing else going on down there.
Very true. Yeah, hopefully they're okay. Didn't run into any issues. Yeah, like Julie said, we were definitely going to try to focus on things that were out of the norm. But if anybody has any like picture request or content requests that we could do while we're on the ship, we can definitely try to make that happen. If you want to just leave a comment or chat or something, and we'll try to actually address that. Also very sad that I did not bring more lenses for my camera. I thought, okay, I'll just do wide angle, non-zoom, should be fine. But we could have actually had a little bit of fun with a zoom lens right on the pier for potential runners.
There was a car that just pulled up to the taxi stand.
Oh, you
see
can
if
see
anybody
that.
gets out. I don't see anybody yet. Carnival and their food choices. I have been trying to be upbeat about the Carnival food selections. It's not really for me. It's even less for me eating gluten-free. There are definitely some issues with that, with it being the first cruise back. Things are limited even more so than normal. Some things have been really, really good. Like Guy's Pig and Anchor was fantastic.
Add-on price.
All of the barbecue that I've had has been fantastic. They had barbecued chicken yesterday.
Oh, that's true.
Today they had barbecued ribs on the buffet. All very, very good. But things are definitely limited. Like it's either one type of potato or rice or
it does seem
something
very
like that. Like there's roasted vegetables on the buffet every day. And you may be asking, why are we eating so much of the buffet when there's a main dining room? So I went to ask, because when you're gluten-free, you're supposed to order your dinner the night before, and they can make whatever you need gluten-free. So I went to order for Bella and I, and I was given 3 options for the formal night dinner that were available for me to order. It was a shrimp cocktail, prime rib, or grilled chicken breast with mashed potatoes, and literally nothing else. So I asked about salads, no. Desserts, no. Nothing else was available, so I just said, well, I can get those things in the buffet and a salad as well. So we've been doing a lot of buffet eating, which is fine, because it's really been the same food in the buffet as there is in the main dining room. Maybe an option or two different, but it looks like the menus are pretty much the same. But yeah, it's still the exact same Carnival menus that you know and love.
Yeah, with the good parts, you know, as well. Like Julie said, spaghetti carbonara last night was as good as it's always been. It's excellent. One thing that I don't know, it's semi-recent with Carnival. I don't think they were doing like the empanadas previously.
I think they have on Horizon because they have the
and the
Havana.
Sunshine. Was that the Sunshine?
And the Sunshine also has the little Cuban area. But yeah, there is a dedicated empanada stand. So if you're into empanadas, that's available.
Yeah, I had a chorizo empanada at lunch today that was fantastic. It was very good. A little bit better than the beef empanada that I had yesterday. But, and they have different types. So I've had 3 different types of empanadas so far in 3 days of cruising, which was great. Another thing that is different that I don't recall seeing, I don't remember gelato being available.
Yeah, they do have gelato available at lunchtime.
So I think it was, they had 2 flavors today. One that I was super thrilled about, and it was butterscotch, and it was absolutely delicious. I had to try it when I saw it was butterscotch. And the other one was, I think, coconut or something. And I just like, wow, that's really weird. Like, you should have...
It's a nice tropical flavor.
But if you're going to have 2 flavors of, like, ice cream or gelato or something like that, at least one of them should be, like, vanilla or chocolate.
Well, you can get regular ice cream, vanilla or chocolate.
I guess so.
Plus, they had tons of toppings. All types of, like, gummy bears and gummy candies and all sorts of things that I'm not able to eat, so that was fantastic.
Okay, so
there's some people
on
a golf cart.
On the back of a golf cart. So I think that's probably our stragglers.
That may be the people that came up in what looked like a taxi.
I hope they have to pay a lot of money.
They don't have to pay anything. It's a fun ship.
Yeah. I don't like the idea of that as a shareholder, so... Company's on the ropes. Lots of debt.
Dude, it's going great. We're back at sea. It's all good.
Yeah, I do hope and pray that all of these initial sailings, the Vista out of Texas that sailed on July 3rd, this ship and the cruises that are following those first 2, I hope they go off well. And that there are no incidents, because that's the biggest thing that everyone is afraid of, is that there's going to be some sort of incident that they haven't prepared for. So, crossing my fingers.
Yeah, especially since it's mostly young kids that are the unvaccinated ones on the ship. But everyone seems to be doing a good job trying to look out for the kids and wear their masks around the kids. And I forgot to look and see what the bubble tours were that were available, but we'll ask around and see what some of the bubble tours people were able to go on. And since I'm just randomly talking about bubble tours, any of the unvaccinated people that wanted to get off the ship had to book a Carnival bubble tour where they were escorted to the tour. They had to wear masks throughout the duration of the tour and then were escorted back directly to the ship. So no free time, shopping, wandering, eating, just out to the tour and back.
Yeah, another miscellaneous thing. The internet on this ship, I had high expectations, and I've been kind of let down, unfortunately. So, the internet, is that more people?
I don't know if those are people.
No, that looks like it may be some sort of equipment or something.
Yeah. Okay.
But the internet, the Horizon, when it first launched, had the most advanced satellite network set up in the world. And they actually had clocked speed tests that were in the multi-gigabit range. I think they were, up to 3+ gigabits per second. And on our cruise, it's really bad. Like, I've not been able to get very much done. We wanted to potentially do some live streams from the actual ship's Wi-Fi, that we would be able to do at sea, and that simply is just not available. It's really stinks.
Yeah, it's broken. It happens.
Yeah,
And it's not just us. I mean, John Heald, the brand ambassador for Carnival, is on board with us, and he's not able to do his Facebook Lives, right? His famous Facebook Lives and daily walkies. So it's not just us that are missing the internet.
definitely. All right, looks like they have fired up the pilot boat. And that is moving out, so we will likely be launching soon. Yeah, and speaking of networking, so I think I mentioned before, we're using a local cellular network to do this live stream, and it's really good here. I've been very, very happy with the speed that it gives us.
Yeah, we definitely got our money's worth today out of AT&T's service.
All right.
There goes the pilot boat. Yeah, the pilot jumped into the ship.
Probably still won't be able to view that, but slightly different view as we once we start moving.
The First Lady of the Dominican Republic was on board the ship today and came on and spoke with some passengers and
Really?
yeah.
Where was I?
If you want the latest news, tune in to me. She was on board and talking about the return of tourism and how much it means to the Dominican Republic, and speaking with some people on board. And I think also out in the pier area, she also stopped and spoke with some people, and they're just really excited to have the ships coming back.
Yeah, huge part of the economy. So that's it's definitely a positive. It's crazy. I just like seeing that view.
It's always surprising to see like mountains in the middle of the islands and how green they are. There's even higher ones off to the other side.
So I think we are going to go back out in that direction, so past the windmills and everything, which of course it gets flat over there, but I think we should pull out from the pier and then loop around.
Do a loop.
I think so. I hear someone yelling, but I have no idea where those people are.
I don't know. I don't see anybody moving.
Yeah, including us.
Yeah, we should definitely be gone by now. Hopefully somebody's not getting left in Amber Cove.
I mean, it's got to be a nightmare scenario.
I'm sure they don't have passports.
Right, because everyone says, oh, just keep a copy of your passport and leave your passport in the safe. And we don't believe in that at all. Because a passport in the safe is not really going to do me any good when I need to fly home from a foreign country. And yes, you can get back into the U.S. without a passport, but it just takes that much longer. I can actually just swipe a credit card, and the three of us are on an airplane heading home in hours versus days. It's worth it to bring your passport.
Same for travel insurance. I always recommend travel insurance. And it's generally not going to be because of you or something that happens. We've had to use it a couple times, and neither of those times were because any of us were sick or injured or anything else.
Very true. The craziest being a cruise that we took to the Western Caribbean, and we had, not that it was any issue whatsoever from a passenger demographics perspective, but we had so many senior citizens on the cruise that we had never seen anything like it before. We think it was probably a semi-charter. Okay, the Azapods are on, so we're starting to move. Exactly. But so this cruise literally had every single wheelchair allocated for the passengers. There were so many that were needed that they actually took wheelchairs from other cruise ships. So we were on, I think it was the Legend? Carnival Legend?
I think it was the Legend, yeah.
But we saw Carnival Spirit wheelchairs on board because they knew that they needed that many additional wheelchairs. It was amazing. So what ended up happening, there were multiple medical emergencies, and we think we heard the code for people actually dying.
Several times. Not just one code.
Yes.
Several days.
Yes.
Many codes.
We had to return to port from Panama twice. We turned around twice. And that completely, obviously, threw all of the scheduling off like crazy. And yes, that is true, Rasan. Multiple people died on this cruise. But because of that, and even with the captain going full speed, I mean, the ship was going at night. At one point, I looked at the little display, and it was going faster than what the maximum speed that the ship was allegedly able to go.
Yeah, we were definitely going at the outrun the pirates speed.
Yes. And yes, Mom, wall-to-wall wheelchairs. There was even a cranky older man that was riding a scooter, and he had the nerve to actually use his horn
I forgot about him.
Move out of the way because he wasn't able to go fast enough.
He was beeping at everybody, and they were your neighbors. It was a big group from the villages.
Yeah, it was insane. Also, yeah, so basically all of that, with all of the diversions for medical emergencies, dealing with the dead bodies that were in the morgue, obviously, we ended up getting back to port like 6 or 7 hours late. And because of that, we knew that we were going to miss our flights. With travel insurance, we had no issues. We got on the internet. We booked new one-way tickets from Miami back to North Carolina and didn't worry about it because we knew it was going to be covered by the insurance, and we got reimbursed by the insurance. So it was pretty fantastic.
Yeah, there were a lot of unhappy people at the airport.
And people stressed about the money, having that expense that they were just not really prepared for, which is 100% what insurance is all about. So, all right, and again, look at that pier. It's really, really low, where the water is really high.
The water is high.
The sea level is incredibly high. So we do see the swirling water movement, which means azopods have been at least fired up. Probably taking the lines down from the pier area. And we should be sailing soon. Or at least moving.
Doing something.
Doing something other than just sitting here. Was that a knock at the door?
No. Okay. Susan signed up. This is interesting. I think somebody's actually getting left here.
I mean, there's still the opportunity. Like another thing that we've seen in the past. Oh,
here we go.
All right.
There's your final warning.
And we are definitely moving. Yep, we are moving. I can see the tail end moving away.
And we're off.
I mean, when you eat a little bit more on the cruises, sometimes that's a problem.
That's what happens when you fill up on gelato.
Exactly. Gelato and no lactose intolerance pills. Bad combination, for sure. Empanadas, exactly. And guess what I'm having tomorrow? I'm definitely going to have. I'm going to at least check to see what kind of empanadas they have, and hopefully another, gelato flavor that I think is delicious, like the butterscotch. I will say I'm proud of myself for only having one of the little gelato scoops of the butterscotch. I was certainly thinking about asking for another, like the woman that actually got gelato before me, that had 2 cups, and she wanted 2 scoops in each cup.
Hey, it could have been for other people.
Sure.
I always get side-eye when I'm getting plates and stuff for Bella. They are still rationing the bacon. Anybody who's been on Carnival, the bacon police are in full effect.
So here's the thing about the bacon, okay? So yes, it would be nice to just get my own bacon, but I have never had any issues with the bacon police.
Reggie's not familiar with the bacon police because he gets a plate for one person. I try to get bacon for myself and my child, and I have to justify my bacon selections. Like extra bacon. I promise I will eat all of the bacon that you put on my plates.
I've seen some people that have gone crazy, though. I understand why they have it. because I've seen people with massive plates of bacon, like they were going to open some sort of bacon restaurant on board.
Sometimes I think it's just me, though, because I have problems on Holland America, too, with the Eggs Benedict guy. Like on one cruise, the Eggs Benedict guy was just mad. They have a station where they, like, prepare your Eggs Benedict fresh for you. Every time I went up there, he was like, oh, you're back? More Eggs Benedict? Fine. Like, would throw my little poached eggs up on my little dry bread.
Which it's a cruise. I mean...
But I'm like, dude, you have one job. Your job is to make the Eggs Benedict.
Yeah, to make you
For
happy.
everybody who comes up, that's your job. I don't special order. I say please and thank you.
You look like one of his ex-girlfriends, probably.
Apparently. That's the problem. Oh, you can have all the scrambled eggs that you want. Scrambled eggs for days. But you try to get that third slice of bacon, you better have your justification ready.
And today, okay, so this morning, I got an omelet, and I went over to the bacon guy, and I just looked at him, and maybe it's because of what I said, but I looked at him and I said, he's like, how are you doing, sir? And I was like, it's bacon time. And he gave me plenty of bacon, actually more than I wanted. I had at least 4 or 5 slices of bacon.
I don't even try for bacon anymore.
Gotta have the bacon. Which cruise line? Rasan.
You might have to say his name instead of just shouting which cruise line.
I didn't shout it. Miss Julie. They'll give you all the bacon you want on Carnival. Oh, Royal Caribbean. Yeah. Well, we'll be doing this again
Next month.
On Royal Caribbean. So
Same channel. We'll be back.
Yes, there is a delay. I can even see it in the video. Yeah, some more nerd tech talk. So we're actually using OBS Studio and composing our super basic screen that has the 2 cameras, HDMI output from Sony A6400, and that is going into a very cheap, I believe, I don't know, $12 USB HDMI video capture card. And YouTube is doing the rest, including the little Read Life watermark that Julie created and uploaded. That is applied directly. And we're doing RTMP streaming between OBS and the YouTube service. So the only thing you need is basically a stream key and the YouTube RTMP URL, and you're good to go.
For those of us that don't yet have 1,000 subscribers.
I mean, I think I would want to do that anyway. Just, I mean, for stable stuff. Oh, nice. Yes. That is very, very good. We did not do that. I was nervous about the cruise line stocks.
But not nervous about booking the cruises. So, not sure how those 2 things go together.
Well, I didn't know how everybody else was going. My biggest thing was...
We're doing our part.
The corporations having to float so much debt because of just the upkeep and maintenance of the ships themselves. Super duper expensive. I mean, we're talking millions and millions of dollars per month with no revenue whatsoever and no idea when that revenue was going to come back. But That's a really good gamble. Really, really good gamble. I will say I did not sell our existing Carnival stock. All right, so as you can see, we are moving. And
People still out enjoying the beach. Probably after working a long day at the beach.
exactly. Which they can't see anymore. But you can see this little gazebo-ish thing. Which is pretty cool. I'm assuming that's a resort. Oh, nice. I will say Norwegian is the one that is the scariest. I actually picked up some Norwegian stock, and I ended up selling it because there are some things with Norwegian Cruise Line right now that just doesn't make sense. You see all of the other major cruise lines. We're talking, obviously Carnival, Carnival Corporation, Royal Caribbean, that includes Celebrity as well, MSC. All of these companies are cruising, right? Or they have plans, very, very hardcore plans for cruising like this summer. And there's nothing from Norwegian. They continuously are canceling cruises and actually pushing them into November, I believe, isn't it?
I feel like there's some sort of Alaska thing that is maybe happening. I don't know.
Yeah, $7 is a great share price for NCLH, for sure. Yeah, I think I made a couple of dollars on it. I still bought it in the 20s, but it's still, yeah. I got rid of it because I just didn't think it was worth it.
Yeah, we're pretty focused on wealth management as well. I'll probably be making a few videos on that coming up pretty soon. I've been having some interesting times. We've hit 18, so the whole Social Security and disability and all those fun things that you have to keep in mind. So I'll definitely be doing some videos on that pretty soon. Talk about our experience thus far.
Oh, revenue sailing on August 7th. Okay, I hadn't heard about that. That is news to me.
The one thing I will say, if there's any cruise line that's going to fail their test cruise, it'll be NCL.
And that's because of Frank Del Rio?
It's
stubborn?
just because he's very stubborn.
Yeah.
And they're just not prepared. Like, they're just waiting for the last minute.
It's very strange. Because they were complaining about, oh, we don't have enough time, and I don't understand that at all. I don't get it. Like, again, all of these other lines are doing what it takes to be sailing in July, right? I mean, like full revenue cruises. And I feel that they are potentially going to be left behind.
Honestly, I feel like what they're actually doing is waiting for all the other lines to go out and, like, be the guinea pigs. And then, like, after this cruise, once people are like, oh, cruising is fine, there's no issues whatsoever, no, it's not a big deal, then they're just going to be like, oh, here we are, ready to cruise. We haven't done any preparation, any work, but thanks to everybody else.
Yeah, that's basically all the lines that they had to send their crew home. It 100%. I mean, would cost too much. Literally bare bones maintenance, in operating the ships, being able to move them when they needed to move them, and making sure that they can stay running, which is interesting. I wonder if we could ever find out how many people it takes to literally like a ship like this, the Carnival Horizon. How many crew members did it take to just keep this thing running and make sure that it could move when it needed to move?
I don't know. That's a really big mountain.
It is. It certainly is. I'll pan back over towards land as we are
Hightailing it out of here.
hightailing it out, definitely.
So tomorrow we have another fun day at sea.
Wow, my hands look huge.
So your huge hand.
Oh yeah, Mom, like Julie said, and you probably just heard her. Yeah, another fun day at sea, and yeah.
And then after that, we will be at Half Moon Key for a day and 2/3 of a day. We're not actually overnighting there, so we will head to Half Moon Key, spend the day there, back on the ship.
So they can open the casinos.
That's right. Move away from shore a little bit, and then come back in and do it all again the next day with an earlier departure. That's a lot of beach time. But hopefully we can be live there, so we'll see how that goes. Yes, we did have to wear masks in Amber Cove. The only time you were able to remove your mask was if you were actively eating or drinking, or in the pool, or in one of the cabanas. It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It's just so nice to be back on a cruise and back on the island. I don't know if you've been to Amber Cove before, but there's a really big bar area. People were pretty much inside that bar area that's right there by the pool or in the pool, which you didn't have to have a mask on in either of those places. So really just walking over there. But it is what it is in the Dominican Republic right now. So rather wear a mask than be at home.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and everyone in that pool area and bar area were having a great time. So I do think that those are fairly large mountains.
Yep. See a little bit of the city over there.
Yeah, way off in the distance for... Oh, okay, great. Yeah, you should definitely check it out, Tony.
Yeah, Carnival is pretty much wide open.
It is, I mean, it's one of these weird things, right? Because you have, like, if you're not going to have any mask and you can do everything else, why bother with not having self-service buffets? What difference does that small aspect mean? No freaking idea. It's going to be very interesting when we are sailing on Royal Caribbean next month to see how different it is. And even, heck, I know it's probably going to be different from the sailings that they're having in July to the sailings that they're going to have in August. I fully expect all of the processes and procedures to morph just based upon their experiences.
They have a lot less people on board too. So we have over 2,800 passengers. So it's a little bit different that way as well, which I think is great. I mean, so far things are going really well. If everything goes well, I think big changes are going to come after this cruise.
Yeah. Yeah, we're, like we mentioned in the live stream, pre-cruise live stream, we're at basically about 60% capacity because this ship handles, I think, just under 5,000. Oh, great! I'm glad you guys like that. Yeah, we absolutely love the sail away as well, and we will try to do. We'll try this from Half Moon also. So in a couple of days, we should have an announcement. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. If you like this type of content, we're going to try to keep it up, keep it interesting.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you very much. And the ocean is so calm. My gosh.
No sharks at this sail away, like leaving Miami.
I didn't see the sharks, which is interesting. I was on a high deck. I took some video of our sail away, which was special. I don't know if it's ever been done before, but we actually had the new Carnival Mardi Gras sail into port, turn around in the turning basin at the Port of Miami, and basically lead us out to sea. That was pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. Okay, we still have a few minutes. Okay. So it's probably good to see some familiar sights then. That's great. Yeah. Oh, reconnection. Okay.